Twitter, we're on YouTube, all across the board. All right, so today's live stream, you can see the title at the bottom, Why Lust Destroys Men. Big topic that I'm pretty damn passionate about, because today I was thinking about what to talk about today. And then someone messaged me on Twitter and they basically sent me this message. I'll actually read it for you. I'll read the actual message. I'm sure they won't mind. So they said to me, brother, I'm saying this to you because I honestly see you as a form of brother, but can you create more posts and maybe even a live stream about lust? It seems like every time I feel it's gone, it comes back. It's hard to describe. It's like an endless cycle. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the tweet that I wrote about this the other week. Let me find it for you. So what was the tweet? The tweet was, want to become magnetic as fuck? Desexualize your brain. Lust kills your drive, energy, and creativity. Instead of thirst maxing, redirect sexual energy into your craft for 7 days. Watch your focus, drive, and energy explode. And I'm staying by that. I'm sticking by that. That is absolutely 100% true. And that was where I sort of have been building on this idea, and some people in my Twitter audience have been responding to it. So this is why I'm going live right now, because this isn't just his struggle. This is the invisible epidemic that's destroying men everywhere. And I had to say something about it, because the day I got rid of lust and sort of like just stopped letting lust get the better of me was the day my everything in my life just improved. My business, my relationships. I started actually being able to have friendships with women, which was cool. And yeah, like it's just been revolutionary. So hello, if you're just joining us. Today's topic, you can't see it on Instagram because I haven't got I wonder if I can actually put like a message at the bottom. I don't know if I can. I'm just going to wave at everyone. Hey everyone on Instagram. Who have we got? We got people on Twitter. So I think it's time to start getting into today's topic. I've got about 50 minutes today because I'll be honest, it's getting late here. And last night was a late night. I'm tired today. I went to bed at 2 a.m. and then I woke up at 7 a.m. So, you know, not as much sleep as I would have liked. But hey, when you're on a mission, nothing can stop you. Arthur closed last night. Oh, sorry, this morning here, but last night in the UK. So now we're moving on to the bigger, the more holistic mission that is the big topics. So here's the pattern that my brother, I'm not going to name his name, but he described. He was like, morning triggers when I'm not really fit. When I don't feel fit, lust gets the better of me. Evening triggers, it's like sneaky little ninjas, he described it as. And life after that was amazing after he had basically, I guess, not beat his meat. He hadn't fallen to lust. And he said life after that was amazing. But then, like most men, he relapsed. I've done it myself plenty of times as well. And you're back to square one. So just so everyone knows, just so we're all on the same page here, we're talking about lust. We're talking about watching porn. We're talking about objectifying women. You know, we're talking about these things, because I genuinely believe this is the most insidious, most destructive, normalized thing in society is lust. It says in the Bible, in fact, where is my Bible? I'll pull it up. I'll pull up the actual like Bible quotes on lust. Let's have a look what the Bible says. Okay. So this is the Bible. So what does it say? John 12:16. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride of life is not from the Father, but is from the world. So basically, lust is a worldly desire that stems from the flesh and is not from God. It is a temptation that seeks to draw us away from the Father and into sin. Book of James 1:14 to 1:14 to 15. But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Then desire, when it is conceived, gives birth to sin, and sin is when it is fully grown. And sin, when it is fully grown, brings forth death. So the reflection here is lust is a powerful desire that can lead us into sin if we allow it to take root in our hearts. It is a process that begins with temptation and, if not resisted, can lead to spiritual death. So, in other words, guys, the Bible knew about this. Should we see what the Quran says? Let's see what the Quran says. Quran quotes on lust. Okay. Surah Al-Araf, converted into English, translated, you lust after men instead of women. You are certainly transgressors. There's that one. Hang on. Why do you men lust less after fellow men? What have we got here? As for female and male fornicators, give each of them 100 lashes, and do not let pity for them make you lenient in enforcing the law of Allah. If you truly believe in Allah, God, and the last day, I'll read that again. As for female and male fornicators, give each of them 100 lashes, and do not let pity for them make you lenient in enforcing the law of God, if you truly believe in God and the last day, and let a number of believers witness their punishment. Another line from the Quran. A male fornicator would only marry a female fornicator or idolatress, and a female fornicator would only be married to a fornicator or idolater. This is all forbidden to the believers. So the ancient texts, guys, they knew about this. This is the wisdom of God. At the end of the day, whether you're religious or not, these rules have shaped our world for a reason. And I think the best way to talk about this today is actually to use my own story. How about that? Okay. So, for me, when I was growing up, I was a horny little bastard. I was so sexualized early. And I feel like if you grew up in the UK, it's very normal. In fact, it's shockingly normal. It's scarily normalized. You get exposed to porn at a very young age. It's all over the media. It's all anyone wants to talk about. The UK is a relatively godless society. Going to be honest. They've moved away from God big time. Even I went to a Catholic school, and even there, it was a big problem, big problem with sexualized teenagers, sexualized kids. It's messed up. But it was all I knew. So I kind of grew up like objectifying women. I kind of grew up just always trying to get laid and chasing girls around. And, when you're a teenager, I guess you can say, hey, that's all right. But you take those habits into adulthood, it's not good. And you realize, I think one of the problems we have these days, and I didn't realize this at the time, is when you objectify women as a man, you give your power away. So some people see it as like, oh, you're oppressing them. You're looking at them as lesser. So you're sexist. And there's a difference between like using women and like objectifying them. Some men objectify and use. Some men objectify and use women. But other men might not objectify them, but they might use them in some kind of way. And then you've got the men that don't even have the bollocks to try and use a woman, and they objectify them. I think that is the position that a lot of men are in. They're in the position where they just objectify them. And what you do is you lower your status. You basically say they're better than me. Oh, I'd do anything to sleep with her. I'd do anything to have one night with her. Like, it's just a loser mindset, complete loser mindset. And this is just the language of people when I was growing up. I probably even said it myself at times. It's embarrassing. But you don't realize it at the time because the programming is so strong. This feels normal. This feels completely normal. But it's not. Anyway, that was the sort of like background I had. So when I sort of came into my formative years, let's say in my 20s, I kept up the same destructive habits, chasing women around. And I thought it was normal because I grew up in a society where sex was very normalized. I thought it was normal that everyone was just having sex with each other because I lived in a godless society. So when I sort of like started getting older and realized that actually this mindset was very damaging when I wanted to form relationships with women. I've really struggled to have friendships with women. I couldn't imagine even hanging out with a woman platonically. It was crazy. Crazy. And what I was actually doing, ironically, is I was shooting myself in the foot. Because although I would hang around with women, I would hang around with them because I wanted to basically, because I was objectifying them. So I wanted to like, they were there, they were almost like accessories in the group if we were out and about or something to be pursued, rather than me actually connecting with them on a human level. And don't get me wrong, there's a few women that came along that impressed me and I connected with them on that soul level, and it wasn't just about lust, but majority of women I encountered, it was like, oh, if I don't want to have sex with you, then like I just don't even acknowledge you as a person. It was a crazy mindset. It was the conditioning. Like I wasn't born with that. It got conditioned into me. So I had this problem where I couldn't form real, meaningful friendships with girls, with women on purpose. It was always accidental because, I don't know, we just vibed, and I could have friendships occasionally, but I couldn't mindfully go into a situation with a woman and be like, I'm just going to connect person to person. Like, this is the problem a lot of men have, and they wonder why they can't get a girlfriend. They wonder why they can't get a woman, a good woman. Here's where the problem gets even worse. If you are lusting all the time, you're thinking with your dick. You're not thinking with your head. You're not thinking with your brain, you're thinking with your dick. Why is that a big problem? Because women can use it against you. Smart women who get something out of it, right? So, for example, I have a few friends who are strippers. I asked them, I said to them, like, because now I have female friends because I got over this problem. And I asked them, I said, be honest with me, do you really respect the men that you strip for? And they were like, no, I just kind of pity them. And I just do my job, which is sometimes it's being a therapist more than being a stripper for them. And I was like, are you attracted to them? So they were like, God, no. In fact, they're repulsed by them. If you go to strip clubs and you think, oh, she's flirting with me, she likes me, most likely she's repulsed by you. Because biologically, evolution tells her, this guy thinks I'm so much better than him just because I've got a pussy between my legs and I'm good looking. And men just simp. Like that's what a simp is. It's a man that puts them on a pedestal because he's fallen to lust. So do you realize why this is a problem? You realize why this is a major problem. Women are repulsed by you because you can't control your lust. You're weak at your core. Women aren't attracted, contrary to popular belief. They like status, they like money, they like a man that's in shape, they like a six-pack. But what they really are looking for is a man who's strong at his core. That's why like an alpha male doesn't have to be shredded, rich. You know, it helps. But it's the man who's strong at his core, who doesn't yield to temptation, who doesn't put her on a pedestal because she's beautiful. He lives in a state of abundance where beautiful women are a dime a dozen. They are. There's more beautiful women than there are strong men who can't control their lust. And it's a big, like, it's disproportionate. So like beautiful women, men that can control their lust. So actually, when we talk about why 20% of the men get 80% of the women, why do you think that is? Because 20% of the men can control themselves. They have discipline. They don't give in to temptation. Like the other guys, they don't live in a state of perpetual lust. So let's get to the point. Lust is making you less attractive. Lust is making you weak. We haven't even gone into the spiritual side of things yet. What it actually does to your soul. Because what it does is it takes your energy away. Because when you're engaging with a woman, right? It's a soul-to-soul connection. It's a masculine-feminine dynamic. Now, men will happily date women who are below them in the social hierarchy. They'll happily do that. See it all the time. Rich men picking up hookers. They do it all the time. It's very rare that women will go and get male hookers. Like gigolos are just not really, it's not a good business. Being a prostitute is a good business. I'm not saying you should do it, I'm not saying I agree with it, but it's a good business. Because men are just queuing up. Doesn't matter, the more money they have, probably the more likely they are to do it. But deep down, she's not really attracted to the guy who pays her for sex. She's attracted to the money that she gets out of it. Whereas if you were strong at your core because you're not living from lust, she's more attracted to you. But here's the point about the spirit. Every time you put her on a pedestal because you just would do anything to have sex with her, because lust is taking over, it's not you, bro. It's the lust talking. It's your bodily desires. Every time you give into that, you put yourself below her because she's got something you want. She's got leverage over you. And whoever has leverage has the power in the dynamic. Now, she now is more powerful than you. Do you think that makes her feel good? Maybe if she's trying to get $200 out of you because she's stripping for you, or she's having sex with you because she's a prostitute. But she's not attracted to you. So the men who pay for sex they can't attract their own, they can't attract beautiful women. That's why they pay them. But what if you could become the man that attracts all the women? No women's off the cards. For that, you need to give up lust. Because spiritually, when you give up lust, you no longer look at women like, I want something out of you. I want to have sex with you. That's why I'm being nice to you. That's why I'm hanging around you. That's why I'm DMing you all the time like a little simp. If you go the other way and you're like, I just like connecting with women because I like the feeling. I like the polarity. I like flirting. I like having fun. But I don't want anything from her. Now, all of a sudden, you have the leverage because she's like, hang on, there's a guy here who's fun, who flirts, who's funny, who's maybe you're successful. You don't even have to be successful. But this guy treats me like a human. Why doesn't he want anything from me? Am I not attractive? All the other guys want something from me. Now I don't have leverage. He does. Because now he's got something I want, which is his attention, his approval. But you're not giving her that level. She doesn't even know if you think she's hot. What does this do to the dynamic? It shifts it in your favor. Because now she's the one chasing you. You're not chasing her, she's the one chasing you. Now, this isn't about power, this isn't about manipulation. This is really about what a woman wants and what you want as a man. You want to feel powerful, you want to feel appreciated, you want to feel desired. You want women to chase you, right? Well, it's not going to be 100% strike rate. They're not all just going to start chasing you and knocking on your door. But when you meet women and you don't want anything from her because you've got other options, because you don't need to have sex with her to feel good, you don't need to walk around with her like a trophy wife. She's like, he doesn't need me. That's attractive. Then she correlates that with the fact that you've got high sexual marketplace value. So now what you've done is you've just turned the tables. You've just turned the tables on everyone. All of the men that are simping, you've now, they're all down here, you're up here now. Women no longer have that leverage over you where they'll basically manipulate you because you're thinking with your dick. They'll happily, they should manipulate you if you're thinking with your dick. You're an easy target. But now you can't be manipulated with sex and lust. So now you're in control. That makes you more attractive. That makes you desirable. But back to the spiritual thing. On the spiritual level, what's happening? Now you're not giving your power away, your energy away to lust. You're keeping your energy for you. So now your energy is magnifying. Your energy is growing because you're not giving it away to lust. Do you know what this does? It makes you more magnetic. There's so many ways that you can become magnetic, but the number one principle is that your energy is naturally very, very high. You have more energy than everyone else. Now, some people are born with high energy, but it can be developed through practices, meaningful work, getting over your shame, forgiving people, prayer, meditation, exercise, having clear goals. These will all magnify your energy massively. Then, having a relationship with God, which is why when you do turn to the religious scriptures, they tell you lust is a sin. Why? Because it takes your energy away. And if it takes your energy away, it takes you further away from God, it takes you further away from the energy source. The divine energy source where everything came from. So when you get rid of lust, you're undoing, you're peeling off the layers of, let's call it like tar, that you've been painted with since birth because you lived in a society that programmed you to feel lust and act on your selfish bodily desires all the time. You've now got rid of that. So now your energy is increased. So now you're more magnetic. Now you have more energy to go to the gym. Now you have more energy to go after your goals. Now when you get in a social situation, people want to be around you. So now you're becoming more magnetic. You're becoming more attractive, which is going to create people are going to start following you, looking at you as the energetic alpha, so to speak, in the room. And then the fact that you're not lusting. So when you do, so everyone's now, you're drawing people in, you're becoming a more magnetic person. Then what happens is people see that, women see that, and they go, oh, okay, that guy's got something about him. I'll go and talk to him and see if he's different. And then they talk to you and they realize that you're not living for lust, like you don't want anything from them. You don't just want to get in their pants. So now she's like, this guy's really connecting with me on a soul level. And unlike all the other guys, he's treating me like a human. Why doesn't he want to fuck me? Why doesn't he want to have sex with me? What every other man just wants that from me. But why doesn't he want to have sex with me? You've taken that bit of power away and you've given it to yourself. So now she wants you even more. So it's an upward spiral, guys. It's an upward spiral. I can't even tell you how many people, how many women I have as close friends who, because I don't want to have sex with them, and they're very attractive, because I don't want anything from them, they want me. And it's a great dynamic. And I'll tell you why. Because it's a better dynamic. It's like they feel safe because they know that you're not just trying to get in their pants. You're not going to be creepy or weird. So they feel safe and they look at you as like daddy, so to speak, because you're not trying to take advantage of them. You're not trying to look for the nearest way to like have sex with them, unlike all the other men. But then you get the benefit of the fact that you have women around you that want you. So now, even if you friend zone them, they will introduce you to their friends. Because here's the thing, if one of them wants you, they all want you. Because you don't want anything from them. You see how it works, like that non-neediness. Having female friends is a blessing. So many levels. It's amazing. When you have female friends and they feel safe around you, you'll see a side of women that you've never seen before because they feel safe. It's amazing. You know, like when people grow up with sisters or they grow up with like, you know, their mum, whatever, their family, and they have really good relationships with those women, but then they really struggle having relationships with people outside of their family. Why? Because everyone outside of the family is like a sexual object to them. Everyone in the family isn't. So they see the best side of women when sex and lust is off the table. So you're literally fucking yourself. You're missing out on a massive part of life, which is enjoying the female essence for what it is, because you're lusting all the time. And as a result, they don't feel safe around you. They're not attracted to you. They don't introduce you to their friends. Socially, it's a massive handicap to be lusting after every woman, to not be in control of your lust. And then you raise your standards, because it's going to take a lot for you to get even slightly like tempted anymore. So those are like some key benefits and kind of what the story is there. But here's a question. How many of you are stuck in this exact cycle? You make it 5 days without porn or without seeing a woman that you really, really want, and you feel amazing. And then 1 week moment just destroys everything. Back to day one, feeling like shit again. Repeat forever. The real problem is that it's not willpower. It's about understanding the game you're actually playing, which is the game I just described to you. So let's go through the triggers, like what triggers lust, right? So like my brother, not my blood brother, but like someone asked me today, shout out to you, you know who you are. He said in the morning when he's not really fit, when he's not feeling like he's not his best self. So physical weakness creates mental weakness. Being tired makes you vulnerable to urges. I had 5 hours sleep last night and all I wanted to do was order a box of cookies today because I was just like, I couldn't control my urges. Well, I could in the end. Do you know what I went for? I ate fruit. And then I just had a bowl of oats after dinner. That solved everything. But when you're tired, you're vulnerable to your urges. So if you're tired because your energy is low, you're going to give in to low frequency behaviors. And that's why your morning routine really determines everything. It doesn't have to be anything special. It doesn't have to be anything over the top. But the training connection You know, you train hard. That's gonna be an outlet for you. Let's talk about the evening. This is typical. Like, this is like late night binge eating or late night temptations, right? Drinkers might find it the slippery slope after 6 o'clock. They want to just drink, right? It's the same with lust and watching porn. So, as this guy described it, the sneaky ninja triggers. So, that in their words, when I'm focused on my mission, I can totally ignore them. The genius of like that is it right there. The genius of this is, like, I don't even need to explain this. When you're focused on your mission, you can totally ignore them. So that means that idle time is danger time. So your mission is actually your protection in this whole thing. It also doesn't help when you have ADHD. If there's a device nearby, a phone, a laptop, and you've turned off from work, you turned off from your mission, and there's a phone there, what do you think you're going to do? What do you think you're going to do? What's up, Geordie? Geordie's just joined, everyone. So if you have an ADHD brain like mine, and I turn off for the day and I haven't got anything to do, I'm not reading a book, I'm not meditating, I'm not getting back from the gym, I'm not tired because I didn't work hard, because I wasn't focused on my mission, or I'm hungover from the night before, what do you think I'm going to do? You're probably going to get the urge to have a wank and watch some porn. Luckily, I haven't had that in a long time. But the ADHD brain is like, I've got to do something. I want dopamine. It's a trap. So you need to give everything in the day to your mission so that you are exhausted. You need to work out so you're exhausted. So you've given it, so all your dopamine, you've got all your dopamine for the day. You don't need to watch porn. Another thing as well is late at night, if you're lonely as a man, if you're lonely, that is going to lead to triggers because you've got no accountability. You don't feel any shame. You're on your own, staying in a room. What are you going to do? You're going to feel temptation. So the key insight here is lust isn't the problem. Your lack of mission is most likely the problem. And that's why I'm a big advocate of semen retention. I'm a big advocate of semen retention because when you retain your semen, you're not chasing tail, you're focused on the mission. Like when you retain semen, it's not about getting more sperm in your balls. It's not about, it's a spiritual thing, yes, but like it's not even about necessarily being more connected to God, which you will feel. It's like you just lock in on the thing you know you're supposed to be doing because your focus goes through the roof. So you just hone in. This is why it's a spiritual thing. Spirituality is not a woo-woo thing. It's not even really a mental health thing. It's about alignment. It's about aligning on your mission, knowing exactly what you have to do. Like that clarity that everyone is lacking in society. When you have clarity, you know exactly where you're going. When you know where you're going, you know exactly what to do. When you know what to do, you're the man with the plan. You're like the 1% of men in the world that actually knows where he's going. So when you retain semen, you get on that path. You get on that path. So let's talk about devices. So when we were talking, I basically said, look, ADHD, it doesn't help either. If there's a device nearby, yeah, you got nothing else to do. You might watch porn. You might go scrolling through some girl's Instagram, whatever. And you might get the temptation, right? So the modern trap is that infinite access plus an idle mind equals disaster. ADHD brain, which everyone's got TikTok brain these days. You know, the real pandemic wasn't COVID. It's TikTok brain. That's the real disease. Everyone needs quick dopamine immediately. And we're constantly seeking stimulation. So the devices make this way too easy. And then you get bored, and this becomes just a lust pipeline of lust. So the solution is a mindset shift. But you got to think about, this is what I said to him, you've really got to think about the benefits of saying no. So I heard Scott Adams say this the other day. He said, how do you overcome laziness? And he said, if you want to go get something from the fridge, you don't think about how long it's going to take to get there. You think about how nice the food's going to be once you get it. And once you start thinking about the outcome rather than the effort, everything becomes easy. So the key is to think about the outcome, not how difficult it's going to be to get the outcome. This is like a mental model that I'm surprised more people don't have. They always think about how much effort it's going to be rather than thinking about the outcome. It's the pessimistic viewpoint. Oh, it's going to be so much effort. Oh, I don't want to get off the couch and get that thing. Oh, I can't be bothered. Oh, I don't want to start that business. It'll be hard. If you think about the outcome, the food's going to taste amazing. My business might blow up and I might get complete freedom and I might even get rich. You know, when you think about these things instead, everything changes. So this is what I said to him. I was like, at the end of the day, why don't you just reframe it as thinking about the benefits instead of like the outcomes, instead of the effort? So the reframe that I gave him was like, look, if you knew that not jerking off to porn and not giving in to lust and not objectifying women and putting them on a pedestal would make you more attractive, don't you think that that would get you a better girlfriend? Like, think about it. Like, the effort of resisting late night porn binges and masturbation, that's effort. Thinking about how much effort, what it's going to take to build a business that makes money, that's effort. But instead, thinking about how good the food's going to taste, instead of thinking about how much money you're going to make with your business, what's up everyone that's joining on Instagram? That immediately short fuses everything. Because now, if you're, instead of thinking, oh, it's going to be so much effort to quit masturbating, it's going to be so much effort to resist late night temptation, forget that. Focus on what it gets you. If it's going to make you more attractive because you're not a lust-thirsty dude that's like creepy and creeping after girls and chasing girls around like a weirdo, you're going to be more attractive to them. I spoke about this at the beginning of the stream. So therefore, you're going to get better girlfriends. So like, think about the woman you want and going for girls that are of a higher standard. Oh, I don't want to date 6s and 7s. I want to date 8s and 9s. All right. How do you do that? I need to become more attractive. All right. Well, is lust making me less attractive? Is it making me a complete dork? The answer is yes. Well, maybe I should overcome my lust and overcome these late night porn binges. And then I'm going to be more attractive. I'm going to be likely to get a better girlfriend, which is what you want anyway. You're craving that connection with a hot girl. That's why you watch the porn of a porn star. You're like, oh, she's hot. Oh yeah, that feels good. Like, what you really want is you want to be with a beautiful woman. Like, that's what NoFap does. We got Deck P in here. Nice. How long have you been on NoFap, brother? Honestly, years. I first experimented with it when I was at university, and the results were like next level. I had so much energy. I had so much more discipline. I was just getting way more gains in the gym. And when I went out on nights out, like, women were just way more attracted to me. So I've made it an effort. Like, once I read The Way of the Superior Man, like 3 years ago, maybe longer, I was like, I'm fully in now. And I've caved a few times. And there's been a few times where I've gone through periods of my life where I've been chasing tail, and you know, I'm human, and I'm at heart, I'm a bit of a dog. So, you know, it was difficult, but once I actually started practicing it religiously, literally religiously, I noticed that I was getting more attractive girlfriends. I realized I was starting businesses. I realized and then succeeding in business. I became a winner. like NoFap just makes you a winner. And it doesn't have to be like no ejaculation ever, but it just makes you a winner. Just turns you into a winner because you're no longer like weighed down by lust. Your energy increases. I swear it improves your testosterone. So are you single now with NoFap? Yes. Yes, I am. And when I was in a relationship as well. So I was in a relationship. No, it's cool, bro. I like that you're asking questions. When I was in a relationship, I was still practicing it. But I tell you what, bro, it's really, really difficult sometimes when you are dating a hot girl and you're like trying to hold it in. Yeah, I would come in sex. Yeah, I would come during sex. But I would try and hold it in. Like I even put a sign up in our house when we were living together. And I said, no coming in this house. It was so difficult, but it was like a reminder because I would genuinely feel like a bit depleted afterwards. But there's when you're with a girl, it's a bit different. But when you're watching porn, they're like, people think they're linked. They're not. Like they are. One's fake and one's real. Everything in between is like, you know, having sex with a real girl, watching porn, there's a big gap between those two, right? And the gap is what people are scared of traversing. Oh, I've got to become more attractive. Oh, I've got to make more effort in my appearance. Oh, I've maybe got to like improve myself. Oh, I've got to go out and meet women. Oh, I've got to get good at small talk and I've got to be funny. Like this gap, like there's a big gap between being a loser that just beats off the porn all day and actually sleeping with whoever you want within reason. I don't like to sleep around anymore. I think it's lame. But yeah, bro, you're not boned right now. That's what I'm worried about. Boned? What do you mean by boned? What do you mean by bone deck? I'm curious. Like, do I feel like horny all the time? Let me tell you something. So there's two books that really changed my perspective on this. One of them was Way of the Superior Man by David Data. If you read that, you won't go back. But there's another book that you probably all have heard of. It's called Think and Grow Rich. Like, I think if I stopped jerking off, I would get random heart. Yeah, dude, you do. 100%. But do you know what you get as a result when you hold it in? Like that sexual energy is life force. That's life force. You have the most valuable substance in the world in between your legs. It's life force. You carry it. They don't, you do. Remember that. That's why I'm devastated that a lot of men have forgotten their value in the world. You hold the seed. You hold the cards, bro. She can't get pregnant without you. You can't have a kid without her. You know, it takes two to tango. But men are like giving it away for free, like way too easily, like into their sheets at night. It's like, bro, do you have any? It's like you've got liquid gold in between your legs, and you're wasting it. And women have figured out now that most men are too weak to control it and to actually hold it. They don't value themselves enough because they don't value their seed enough. Like if you really valued yourself, you'd be like, I value this substance. Like it's not just, I'm not just going to dump it out. Like I believe in the Old Testament. Who was it? It was, I want to say it was like Jacob or someone who had he had like a few wives. Like he like came on the ground and God was like, that's a sin, bro. Don't waste it. And it's because what you're doing is a sin because you're really harming yourself because you're saying it's not worth much. That's your seed. Like they're your children, potential children. Like you don't value them. But when you hold them in, not only does it increase yourself, the narrative you have about yourself, what it also does is it improves your energy because now you've got all this life force in you, right? You've got this life force in between your legs. What are you going to do with it? You can jerk off when you get these random boners, or this is why I love this. And I said this earlier about it being a spiritual thing. You then like, where am I going to put this energy? And there's a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And he came up with this, I'll get his quote. So he basically, Jesus is the longest I've gone in a week. You must come 1 liter. Bro, yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, it's wild. Like, especially if you ejaculate with a woman and you haven't like come in like a month, like, oh my God, bro. It's like, it's almost kind of like borderline painful. Napoleon Hill, sexual transmutation. Quotes. So this is what Napoleon Hill said. So he said, bearing in mind, this guy like basically wrote the Bible on how to get rich. The desire for sexual expression is inborn and natural. The desire cannot and should not be submerged or eliminated, but it should be allowed to dominate or dictate one's behavior. A river may be dammed, but its water controlled for a time, but eventually it will force an outlet. The same is true of emotion of sex. It is not transmuted into some creative effort oh, there we go. Hang on, sorry, boys. Let's get this light back on. There we go. If it is not transmuted into some creative effort, it will find a less positive, less productive outlet. Sounds like beating off the porn at night, doesn't it? The individuals, and this is a really, really interesting quote as well, the individuals of greatest achievement tend to be those who have highly developed sexual natures and who have learned the art of sexual transmutation. That was Napoleon Hill. That was Napoleon Hill. I know you can't pay to see that because that's for me only. No OnlyFans. So let's get back on track here. So we know the difference between real versus fake satisfaction now. So this is something else they said. They said, I feel the energy and focus spike when I'm off that shit for a few days. Do you have a tip to get from 5 days to 5 months? And this was my answer breakdown. I said, number 1, semen retention. Not just avoiding porn, redirecting sexual energy. The Way of the Superior Man, great book. And then Ancient Wisdom Meets Modern Science. So like that's basically what it is, like the Bible, Napoleon Hill, like all of this stuff together. It'll give you everything you need. 2, religious/spiritual foundation. Read what your religious scripture says. You might be a Muslim, you might be a Christian. See what it says about lust. This is why spiritual men have a different energy, because they're not like they've unlocked a new level of energy, which is magnetic. And then God and prayer and meditation, like get into that. Like that will help you massively. And then, the paradox. Like another thing was the paradox. Remember the paradox of attraction. The men who get the most women barely even want to fuck them. So this is why when I was saying to this guy, I said, pedestalization kills attraction. Lusting puts women on a pedestal, and then this actually makes them sick to their stomach when a man is lusting after them. It's like creepy. That's why like these strippers that I know, they're like, these men are like weak. Like I pity them. Do you want to be pitied? I don't think you do. Evolution has designed them that way to repel men who pedestalize them, because they're like, oh, he's weak. He's not desired. He's not wanted by other women. That's why he's like chasing me. Like, what makes me so special? That's what goes on in their head. And then finally, I said to him, the man who might not even find them hot is probably the most attractive, because what it does is it creates like in their mind, they're like, well, every other guy is trying to get in my pants, but this guy isn't. And he's funny and he's fun and he's got friends. What the fuck? They almost feel left out. It's a weird paradox. So this is really every man's secret battle, I think, is this lust trap and the endless cycle breakdown. I stop, then I get bored late at night, and I put porn on and I start wanking, or I start DMing girls on Instagram. We spoke about the morning vulnerability patterns. When you're not feeling energized, you're not feeling fit, you seek out low vibrational activities. Yeah, like in the evening when that little ninja comes out and tempts you down onto your laptop and you end up like giving in. And it's not just about porn, it's like how you actually treat these women when you're with them. We spoke about ADHD and how like if you have a TikTok brain, you're gonna seek stimulation. So you're probably gonna go on your phone, you're gonna go on OnlyFans, or you're gonna go on Pornhub, or you're gonna need to like go and talk to every girl you see just because you want to get in their pants. And then the ultimate way to mitigate against this is by aligning yourself with your mission. Like this is the weird thing. You don't even want to chase tail when you're aligned with your purpose. Like it's like the last thing you want to do. And then weirdly, that makes you more attractive. So like, it's like a paradox. It's like, oh, surely I should be out like going and meeting loads of women. Yeah, maybe to get practice, but like in the end, like that's not how you're going to meet the woman of your dreams. She's going to come to you. But you need to like build yourself into a person first, and then give yourself options. And it takes years. You know, I'm still in it, but I've noticed the benefits. I've noticed the progression. I've noticed the changes and the compounding effect of this. And then when you have options, like that's the position you want to be in, right? Then we spoke about why most men can't get past 5 days. Yeah, we spoke about like how they can basically turn 5 days into 5 months. And that's literally like, go and read David Data's Way of the Superior Man, go and read Think and Grow Rich, try semen retention, no fap. Like I guarantee you now, like that's going to help you a lot. Go and get connected with God. Go and start praying, even if you're not religious. Like just go and try it. Do meditation, do breath work, do something that grounds you and that doesn't tempt you into all of these like low level desires. Like if you literally read the Bible, you'd be like, yeah, I think all this lust and casual sex stuff is a little bit of a scam. And then, yeah, the paradox of attraction. Like when you pedestalize a woman and you're really attracted to her, that doesn't make her attracted to you. In fact, that makes her think that you're low status because you're like, why is he so into me? Like, surely like a man that has options wouldn't be like all creepy and needy with me. We spoke about why, yeah, just the pedestalization is just the number one killer. And in all honesty, like the man who might not even find them hot is probably the one they're going to find most attractive, even if you're not like a 10 out of 10 yourself. Like it's weird psychology because men think like men and they think women think like men. They don't. They have a different nature. Like they're optimizing for status, you're optimizing for looks. So if you see a woman you really find attractive, your natural instinct is to be like, oh, I want to show her how attracted I am. That's going to make her feel the vibe with me. When actually, weirdly, I've experienced this for years, is the less attracted you are to them, but the more you can connect. Like if you connect with a woman, you can only really truly connect with a woman when you're not looking at her through the lens of lust. It's soul-to-soul connection. When you have that soul-to-soul connection and then you friend zone her, she will literally fantasize about you, like forever. Because she's like, oh, he's above me because he doesn't, all the other guys are below me because they simp after me. But he's actually like, in my perception, he's above me because he's not trying to get in my pants and he's friend zoned me. He wants to be my friend. He wants me around, but he doesn't want to just like wait till I'm drunk one night and try and take advantage of me. Like, wow, I feel really safe around him. I feel like I can trust him. And that makes me more attracted to him because he basically said he doesn't want me. So that means he's got options. And if he's got options, that means he's got good genes. And if he's got good genes, then I want him more because I want his babies. Like it all comes down to like mating and evolution. It's just evolution. It's just evolutionary psychology. Yeah, we spoke about why lust repels women. We spoke about why pedestalization versus being indifferent. Like if you're indifferent but fun, you're going to be like one in a million. But if you pedestalize them, you're going to be like everyone else, who they don't even look at, don't even know exists. So yeah, it's about being a superior man. Way of the Superior Man by David Dada. Just go and read that book. Spoke about the importance of a morning routine. Just go and exercise, get outside, walk, pray. Make sure that when you do disconnect from work, that you're not bored. Like, you're actually probably better off if you have TikTok brain. You're probably better off doing what I'm doing right now, like work in the evening, if you're not busy, rather than like let yourself like build something, like start building something, get on a mission, rather than filling your evening with like low level temptation desires, like go and build something, go and hang out with friends, go to the gym, go do some yoga, something like that. And then we spoke about controlling the environment, so you're not always on your phone late at night. Read a book, like whatever it is. Exhaust yourself in the day so that you don't feel like you need more dopamine. And yeah, pick up a religious practice or some kind of spiritual practice, meditation, prayer. Read your religious scripture, whatever religion you align with, and just see what they have to say about it. Like, this ancient wisdom isn't just like gas, like it works. Yeah. And then maybe we can have a 7-day challenge. Maybe, how about this? Why don't you, if you want to go, if you want to overcome lust, if you want to actually take control of your life, because I said this to a friend not that long ago. I said, a man who can't control his sexual desires, he has no control over his life, because his dick is just directing him everywhere. The dick is not a good leader. The dick is a terrible, terrible leader. My favorite religious script. I've read the Bible and I consistently tap back into it. I think even if you're not religious, it's just insanely valuable for just self-development. It's like the original, like it is the Bible on self-improvement. Like, if you actually get into it and you stay open-minded about what you're reading and you actually like maybe use ChatGPT to help you translate, the Bible's great. I've also read much of the Quran. Yeah, moral values, teachings. Yeah, I would, the Gospels are great from Jesus, but honestly, like Proverbs in the Old Testament is really good. Proverbs. Like, if I had my Bible here, I usually have it next to me, but I took it in my room. If you just took out the Bible and just opened it on a random page, I can guarantee you're going to get something out of there. Like, you just got to be open to it. You got to stop finding it cringe, and you got to look at it for like what it is, which is like lessons and wisdom that can hold you to a higher standard in your everyday life. And it doesn't make you boring. You don't have to stop having fun. You don't have to stop having sex. You don't have to stop doing drugs. You don't have to stop doing anything. All you need to do is just be open-minded and take the teachings and implement them into your lives. And you don't need to change too much, but you'll find that you change in the best possible way. So maybe, and Derry, I see you in here, bro. And everyone that's listening on Twitter and everyone that's listening on YouTube, we've got someone in on YouTube as well. I challenge you, because lust destroys men from the inside out. It lowers your energy because you're giving too much energy to lust, which drains you. That's why it's a sin in the Bible. It's not because they want to make you feel shamed. It's because it lowers your energy, which lowers your magnetism, which makes you less attractive. Not only that, if you're lusting after women all the time, you're putting them on a pedestal, you're putting them above you. She's optimizing for status. So if you're putting her above you in your mind, she knows intuitively, like, he's lower status than me. Women only want to date men they perceive as higher status. So it's a spiritual thing. It's not like money. It's not Rolexes. Like, they're just signals. The real status is who you are at your core. And if you're a lusting little simpy weirdo that's needy and just needs to have sex all the time and just thinks she's the best thing ever because she's good looking, and you want to have sex with her, like, you're done, bro. Like, she's going to if she even gives you a chance, she's going to break your heart, because she's like, he's a weak man, so why would I even care about breaking his heart? Secondly, she's going to go, well, he's like way too needy and I can just control him because he's thinking with his dick, so she doesn't respect you. And then finally, like, she's got all the leverage because she's got the thing that you want, which is what's between her legs, right? But if you go, I don't need sex from you, I don't need to have anything from you, you get the leverage now. So now you hold the power, you have the status, she's now looking up to you. It's like, that's just how it works. So for 7 days, this is my challenge to everyone. For 7 days, no porn, no masturbating, no dropping into random girls' DMs on Instagram, no scrolling, no OnlyFans. This isn't about being some weird incel creep, like weird virgin. Like, this is about improving your energy so that you can become more magnetic, which makes you more attractive, which elevates your self-esteem, your confidence, which aligns you with your mission, because when you aren't jerking off all the time and chasing tail, you focus on what your purpose is, which gives you a lot of energy, which is going to make you even more likely to stay on track. Because when you're on mission, like our friend said earlier, when you're on mission, you don't get distracted. You don't want to give into these lower level desires. So it's a virtuous cycle. It's a compounding, exponential thing. And nobody's talking about this. Like, a few weird men are, some like weird old spiritual gurus, but like, honestly, like, just Napoleon Hill spoke about this years ago, but no one talks about it because everyone's broken. Everyone's mindset is, everyone's been programmed to lust. I grew up in the UK. It's a godless society. I was lusting. I was the worst. So for 7 days, no porn, no OnlyFans, no masturbation, no ejaculation. Even if you've got a missus, try and hold it in. She'll respect you more, weirdly, because you show you have control. And don't think about the effort. Don't think about how difficult it's going to be to resist. Think about the benefits. Think about the outcome. Think about how magnetic you're going to come. Think about the extra energy you're going to have. Think about how much more attractive you're going to be to everything. Money, women, opportunities. Think about how much alignment you're going to have with your mission. You might even finally have the energy to start that business. You might even have the energy to go to the gym or work out harder. You might have the energy to start creating content, whatever, building a brand, whatever it is. Channel it. Get rid of the lust. Hold your semen. Watch your energy increase. Magnetism increases. Channel that energy into something creative. For me, I don't know how many months I've been now. Two without blowing a load. And now I'm doing these live streams like every day. Like, my discipline's gone through the roof. And when I do go out, I've got to keep my head down because I don't want to be having casual sex with women that, like, it's a waste of my time. But if I wanted to go and get a girlfriend, it wouldn't be that hard. But I'm focused on the mission because I don't let lust rule my life like it used to. So 7 days. Maybe I'll create a tracking system. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a live stream tomorrow, and maybe we can start a free Telegram group, accountability group, or WhatsApp group or something. So yeah, that's it, guys. We're at an hour. I don't want to speak any longer because I want to go to bed. It's late here. But I'm going to end with the words of the man who inspired this stream today. He said, "I know I slipped off my mission these last few weeks. Channeling back my focus on that and God will be the two things I will focus on most." And here's my response. This is what separation looks like. This is what choosing the path of the magnetic character, which I've been speaking about. We're talking about magnetism. This is what choosing the path of the magnetic character looks like. Most men stay in the cycle forever. But this guy is choosing differently. So which man are you? That's my question to you. That's my question to you, boys. That's it. That's it for today. That's it. Guys, I think tomorrow we're going to do another one of these just because I'm loving them. I'm just loving doing these live streams. Like, it's just, I didn't know I was going to become a freaking streamer in 2025, if I'm honest. I had no idea. But I'm loving it too much. Like, I just come up with an idea. I get ChatGPT to help me come up with a structure, and then I just riff. I just go off. And today we were talking about getting over lust. Today we were talking about not giving your, not giving it away, not lusting and pedestalizing women and like being a creep. Like, that stuff's all fucking, that's destroying you from the inside out. So that's what we spoke about today. By request, someone requested this. And so I spoke about it because I've been sharing stuff about it on Twitter. So tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to talk about. I'm just making the shit up as I go along. But I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm just going to do this every day. Maybe I'll do one every day for August. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this, taking value from it. I'm just going to keep doing it. So keep tuning in. I'm going to have to choose a time. Keeps changing so that you guys know what time to turn up every day. But that's it. That's it for today. I'm going to end this stream right now. I guess I should probably give you a CTA, something to do. 7 days, no porn, no masturbating, no lusting, no chasing chicks in the DMs and just sliding into DMs and chasing tail. Like, focus on the shit you're supposed to do. Get on your mission. Stop being a simp. I would encourage you to do that, but I'd also encourage you to go to the link in my bio. I don't know what the link is there now. I need to change it back to my newsletter. I have a newsletter I send out every week. I turn that newsletter into YouTube videos, but everything I share on YouTube, I share in my newsletter first. So like, I'm revealing, like, unlike a lot of these clowns out here, I'm very transparent, and I'll just tell you like shit that's going on in my life, like personal perspectives, coupled with actionable things that you can go and do. So go to the link in my bio. If I think on Twitter, it's my newsletter. I need to change it on Instagram, but that's it. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.